Pounders, welcome back. Today we are going to be ripping as many puppies as possible. And before we do, we got to hit the promo. Shout out to Josh. An absolute crazy update for the Bestball overlay. Now being able to see your week 17 portfolio fully digested in the form of graphs is just so damn neat. I'm showing how to upload it right now. You can get this at bestballoverlay.com. Promo code Pounders for 33% off. This will show your week 17 stacks and bringbacks. And you can see your exposures on Underdog, right? But you can't see what games you're actually targeting in your portfolio. This digests it right away. You can also see your week 16 and 15. I know there's some weird week 15 people out there somewhere. But as well as mini stacks. You can see your mini playoff stack correlation for week 17, 16. And it's just like that. Just fully digest your portfolio. And this has been a great help for me, being able to see that I am oddly lower on some of these games. Some of them make sense, like Green Bay, Minnesota. We're not grabbing like the Minnesota quarterback and stuff like that. So that makes sense. Another big announcement for the Eliminator Bros. We have a big update for the Eliminator. This is going to dynamically update here. When you basically draft a player, it'll let you know, okay, that's your second bye week 5 player. We have the bye week advance rates right here, the pods. There'll be a hover feature, so when you hover over the percent, it'll tell you the size of the pod. So, for example, week 1, it'll be 10 out of 12 advance. It'll tell you the teams on bye. We're going to make this bold to make it a little easier to see. And yeah, just non-stop updates. We have the ability to keep pushing updates because Josh is just working around the clock on this, and it's our baby. So we're going to put as much effort into this as possible to make this as plus EV for your $20 a month as we can. But the Fast Puppy, 32% full. 225 entry contest. It's 32% full already. This thing is firing. Absolutely firing. 200K up top for a $5 contest is so cool. But we did sneak in. Shout out to the Patreon members as well as the YouTube memberships. I already see Frank in the room. Where is it? Starting in 42. Shout out to Frank, King of Kings, in the 5 spot. We got, what is this pattern right now? Badge, badgeless, badge, badgeless, badge, badgeless. I should be badgeless. Badgeless, badge. Okay, it stops. It stops at the 10 spot. It stops at the 10 spot. You're getting a lot of new people, a lot of new blood in the streets on Underdog, which is good for you. It's good for us. And graphs are live. Go ahead and share your exposures in the Discord. There's a few that I'm like, okay, I need to fix this, like ASAP. And that's good. That's good to be able to see that you need to do that. Let me pull up this so we can do... Okay. I'm going to turn off week 15 just because of the way I have to zoom into the camera so people can see the board. So it's not distorted. Pull up this. I want to change it to all contests. Let's do this and see if this works. All right. We have the eliminator tool on. There will be an update where we can, it'll be a checkbox basically. And then there's going to be an update where you can get rid of these boxes as well. If you don't want to see the weeks that don't have bye weeks, that'll be cool. All right, let's bring in Bijan here. Let's go to bestballoverlay.com. Let's do this real quick. Extract, pop. All right. I want to turn this off. All right, so we see Puka go right at 11. That's probably correct. This is what I've been doing too. I've been doing Garrett Wilson over Puka, and I don't know. And Am I missing out on Puka? If I stay at like 5%, I feel pretty comfortable with 5% Puka. I'm curious on your guys' thoughts on Puka. Now that Cup, and we were drafting a good amount of Cup, now that he's risen to about the 2-3 turn, not as opposed to mix in more Puka, just like Tank Dell rose from mid 40s in the big board to where he is now in the 30s. I'm mixing in a little more Nico today. My shares of Bijan and Debo, it's way too much. It's way too much. So I'm trying to lower this combination just a little bit. Just a little bit. 28 Bijan teams, and 8 of those have Bijan Debo. I just gotta, just a little. We'll click someone different today. The overflow has no badges. The EV is oozing. Poker Boom and Bestball. This guy has great content. Appreciate you, T. Jones. In the house. What's up, baby? And we're going to be doing a 24-hour live stream. If we can hit 2,000 subscribers, I don't know if we're going to do it. I don't know if we're going to hit it. It's going to require people slapping the like, dropping the comments, and hitting the subscribe button. If we do, it will be the best stream ever if I survive. If I survive. VRC says thumbs up. I appreciate you, man. I want to do it for you guys. It's going to be an absolute killer time if it happens. Lamb Evans, Tyreek, Saquon. Nothing too diff. You're seeing Waddle continue to rise. It's insane. Waddle was one of our top 5 or 6 receivers drafted in the big board. Feels good to hit on an early riser like that. I'm excited for my big board shares. I know some of the people in the chat and some of the pounders have just drafted some absolute monsters. And then you can go back in using the Bestball overlay tool, put in your big board exposure teams, and then go through the closing line value, see where you drafted them, see what their ADP is today. It automatically calculates for you. It's crazy to go through some of those old teams and be like, damn. I don't know if a pounder has a plus 400 yet. Nick posted a 399.5. Doesn't count. We don't round up at this channel, all right? We're not giving any handouts. You don't just get a half a pick for nothing. No 400s. 0 400s at this point. But that is crazy. Plus 399 closing line value in a draft. Crazy. Give us Achan. Give us Achan at 31. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Achan at 31 to go with Bijan and Nico? What are we doing? I love that. Sam Laporta, I'm trying to mix in a little more, but it's really tough for me to want to go Laporta with an RB start. So if I'm going 3 receivers, I'm happy to bring in Laporta in these spots here. It's a little easier. But with the other tight ends rising, Laporta's not that bad of a click anymore. He's really not. He's shown the ability to separate at the position in a single game ceiling. It's not the once hated pick from the big board where he was rounds away from Mark Andrews. I can't go ETN here, even though my body wants to. Let's bring in Christian Kirk. We almost got hit by the Avalanche. It does feel like there's at least a mini tear break in between Kirk and Terry McLaurin. Curious if there's any Terry McLaurin stands in the chat. Several rooms filled fast, I think. Yeah, we should be able to rip a ton of drafts. We're already through round 4. 2 RB start, 2 receiver start. Let's see if we can balance this puppy. No pun intended. Getting him at pick 40 in the big board. I'm Terry over Kirk. I could see it. I could see it. Kirk is like an eliminator pick, in my opinion. But if you need a wide receiver 2 to give you relatively good floor, good scoring every week, he feels like a pretty good click in this situation. But maybe as a wide receiver 3, I'd prefer Terry over Kirk. I'm also very out on Kirk in general. I think it's fine as a wide receiver 2. I'm at 9%. I've slowed down since the rise, but it's... And I've brought up the argument, like, towards the end of the season when Brian Thomas Jr. has a bigger role, Kirk is fighting for targets against Evan Ingram. It's really going to depend on, is there going to be a wide receiver 3 that establishes themselves in this offense? Like, and the other example I bring up is just last year, Kirk was not on the field in 2 wide receiver sets. It was Zay Jones playing those early games before Zay went down with an injury. Gabe Davis is the real alpha. We almost get Terry at 55. This has just been a Terry. This has just been Terry. This has just been a Calvin Ridley click for me. We do have the week 16 and 17 game showing. If you hover over the games, you get the game totals from DK. This dynamically updates automatically. We have the dome games as well. So we have this little correlation here as well between Jacksonville and Tennessee for that week 17 game. So bringing in one of these QBs, if not both. Not often targeting, or at least I'm not on purpose targeting both QBs in a single game. But where Levis is so cheap, if we go T-Law Levis, you're probably bringing in a third QB anyways with that combo. I'm not recognizing a lot of names in here, Frank. Is it just you and I? Is anyone else in the live stream in this room? I'm not seeing the typical suspects. You might have snuck in. I think a lot of people are in that overflow room. I have Kirk and Terry pretty much equal. It makes sense. They're going in the same range, so it makes a ton of sense. Damn, the boys already got us at 17 likes. You guys are the best, man. Truly, truly. We wanted Rice. Wide receiver 4 Rice seems very good to me. We can double stack. I think this is fun. Hashtag live a little bit. We're obviously going to be targeting T-Law pretty heavily now. Just missed. Just us two. Just the two of us. You started stream same time as Flock did. No, he started same time as us. Come on. The Flockinators. He doing $5 drafts. He's been ripping the 50s, I feel like. Which, I mean, if you can afford to rip the 50s, rip the 50s. I think we're officially a bigger volume drafter than Mr. Flock. I tried getting in, but failed miserably. Mr. Pittsburgh in the house. That's all that matters. Frank saying, screw this range. I am going in and I'm getting Christian Watson. Just jumps right over him. And C-Watt's sneakily been rising, right? Let me pull up. I like to call this the stock market. Let's pull up the stock market. Christian Watson. Okay. Down 0.3, so not really. He's up 7 spots in the last month, though. I'm excited for the Eliminator update coming tomorrow. Oh, my Kittle exposure's juiced. It's juiced. It's 10% here, but for Bestball Mania, it's like 16 or 15%, which is pretty high, especially for a tight end that goes in these early rounds. I've just been buying the fall. Like in some of these rooms, 73, like you're going to give me Kittle at 73? I'm going to punish the room. I'm going to absolutely punish the room. Let me double check. So Kittle's at 9.7. Let's do $25 discount cash games, though. I know I'm on the clock. Yeah, we're at 14% in BBM. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. We've been waiting for this. The near pick 80 Stroud. This is where we're going to get it, baby. I'm telling you, this percent's going up. We are buying the dip. We were not in at his price, and now we're getting paid. It feels good. We get that nice little discount on Stroud. We're going to get this exposure probably to 8 to 10% now. Same thing on Burrow. Buying the dip on Burrow. Higgins is playing in Cincy, it looks like, signing the tag. I'd be very surprised to see them trade him in a year that they should be pushing. They should be pushing for the Super Bowl before they have to pay all these guys. This is a beautiful start. That's the goal. That's the goal. CJ Stroud, Bijan, Achane, Nico, Kirk, Ridley, and Brian Thomas. We bring in our second QB with T-Law. We call that a QB room. I would love to get Bowers here. Bowers or Curtis Samuel. Bowers for the week 16 against Jacksonville. We get that double plus EV correlation with our Jacksonville pieces. Let's do that. And I think we have to bring in another receiver with this next pick in 12 spots. And then we have to hope T-Law's there at 114, which he should be. His ADP is 117. So we're planning this out pretty damn well. Now, whether it works or not, whether it happens for us or not, I cannot control. However, we're giving it the best shot. It's tough for me to turn down Kittle in the late 60s. It should be. It should be extremely tough to. Because if he starts the season healthy, if you're getting those positive reports, he's going to rise. Now, how many spots will he rise? I think he could easily get into this range of 64, 62, 60 behind, in front of Cook. I'd put him in front of Josh Jacobs. I think he could get to... He can get to these high 50s, which is like a nice 8-10 pick. He's at 67 now, so like 9-10 picks. But still, I'd rather get him now when he's falling to 73. Then it becomes 16-17 picks. So that's where we've really been slapping a lot of Kittles when he's falling. Rashid Shaheed at 89, touch grass people. Is it bad of me to say, like, other people can just take him that high? Like, you're looking at 4 spike weeks? You're looking at 4 spike weeks. It's too expensive for me. It's too expensive for me for someone that you're going to get 4 spike weeks from. We were just talking about Kittle. Now we got the Shaheed going at 89. It's just, you're getting 4 spike weeks. It's expensive. It's expensive. Look at these QBs fall. This tells me we should easily get T-Law on the way back around, but it also says, like, yeah, you're probably going to get screwed. Myers is fun here. We get this double in Vegas, which I'm good with. I like touching on running back in this range too, but let's see the player ADPs. Romeo Dobbs is going to be up here. Do we switch off and go Dobbs here for once? Let's mix in the Dobbs click. And in my opinion, this has to do with if Bowers smashes, Myers probably doesn't smash. If Myers smashes, Bowers probably doesn't smash. But look at these QBs fall. Burrow, it's pick 106. Oh my God. Where does Chubb rise? Yeah, everyone's getting boned up, like no pun intended. Everyone's getting chubbed up right now because they see Nick Chubb like squatting, but can he cut? Dude, that was a lot of weight. That was a lot of weight. You gotta assume he could probably cut, but it's if he's healthy, if he can return to 70, if we could guarantee like he stays healthy, right? And which is a chance. There's a chance. And he returns to 75% of what he was, he goes ahead of Tony Pollard. He probably goes near Zamir White. Probably goes in that 85 range. I mean, we're talking about last year's pick 12. Oh, we played this beautifully. We played this beautifully. We got the double stack. Bring back week 17. Bring back week 16 in Bowers. Let's go. This is how a fast puppy's meant to be done. And much easier to do with the overlay in these 20-second drafts. Still be able to get that correlation week 16, week 17, make a plus EV team, push it forward, and then pray. Yeah, Riley's sitting here with the half chub right now. Riley's sitting here with the half chub. What are we at? I think I'm at like 4%. Yeah, I'm at 4%. I've been mixing them in when it makes sense. So if you do get positive news, you're going to see a big rise. You're going to see a big rise. He's easily, like, you could see him go in the 120s today. And if anyone's been in these streets a lot today, I've only done one or two. One was in a limb. What's the earliest you guys have seen Chubb go today? I need the insider scoop. I'm still today probably taking, sounds crazy. I'm probably still taking Corum. I like Charbonnet to be up by Corum, but that's just me personally. I would like Corum or Charbonnet here, just because. Now I'm not saying like if Chubb's healthy, you shouldn't reach on him right now. But I think I want to test this room on their knowledge and see if they're up to date with their player news, and see if I can get Chubb at like 138. His ADP is 140. That's going to be a tough push, but we're going to effing send it. I like what we're doing here. I don't want to do the triple stack with Gabe. I was gonna triple stack. Yeah, I've seen 120s. That makes sense right now. It does make sense right now. I'm gonna try to push him near his ADP and just say, hey guys, how's your player news up to date? I would say with a couple badges behind us, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go. If he does, if Gabe's there, we'll bring in the triple. It's tough to say. I still won't draft Chubb. Dude, Frank's like, I saw what happened with my own eyes. Like, that's an old, what is that, an old video that he's squatting? I was going to say Lloyd would be another click we would make. Now that's one more off the board. Here's a few picks that we're looking at right now. The Gabe Davis thing, we have to think about it at least. Polk goes. Dowdle goes. On this team where he's RB4, whether he's healthy or not, it makes sense. Disbanded Brotherhood in the house, and we get Chubb basically at ADP. We tested the room's knowledge of the player updates, and we don't have to reach on them. Feels good. Yeah. Joshua's here. He goes, saw a take on Twitter I agreed with. If a 28-year-old running back with multiple major injuries to the same knee buries me, so be it. And it's not so much that would bury you, it's the price. He's very cheap for what he potentially could do. I don't think he's going to return to 100%. I think his role is going to change no matter what. But can he get back to a spot where, on an offense that wants to run the ball, can he still just be effective in the red zone? If he can, he's the better Gus Edwards. Like, very easily, he's the better Gus Edwards click. And I don't care if he misses the first 3 weeks. I don't care if he's on a heavy timeshare the first 3 or 4 weeks. I would take Nick Chubb over Gus Edwards. Just for the potential upside. Just for the potential upside. But I'm not on Gus Edwards anyways. So I'm on the track that, and I've said this at the very early point, that we should be clicking Zeke over Edwards. And now you see Zeke within 6 picks of Gus. Been saying it for a long time. Zeke is the click over Gus. Whether that's right or not, we'll find out. But the market seems to agree. And that's my only job. that's what I stress, is beating the market on pricing. Demario at 147. That's one even a Patriots fan didn't see coming. What are we at? We're at 9%. That rise continues. Pearsall here's, I was going to say Pearsall here's interesting. I could be tricked into that. A couple of these teams need tight ends. Tight ends fall off pretty quick here. I like pairing Hunter Henry with Bowers, and there's no receiver here that I absolutely need. I would like Burton to come back, but if he doesn't, so be it. Wandale, I don't mind reaching up for. Houston, Rashad Bateman's a week 17 bring back. I wouldn't mind reaching up for that. And I'm not a huge Bateman guy, but we're going to need, this is likely going to be a 2-5-9-2. So we have room to just keep drafting receivers. Oh, jeez. Yeah, just pair them together. JK, just give him the good leg. And I think there's good ways to draft Nick Chubb, right? So, like, here he's RB4. If he doesn't start the season, like, we're not relying on him in his carries with our players that we have right now, with a +1 that we're going to bring in. Like, the perfect mix would be a Chuba. It would be an Antonio Gibson, someone that we think is going to have an early season role. And, like, the Chuba-Chubb pairing makes a ton of sense to me. So we might do that anyways. Let's do that anyways. Let's push these receivers. I like Estime, too. He's getting some steam right now. I'm trying to catch up on those shares. I like the Rashawn Johnson click still, obviously. But trying to get some different combinations here. So we'll see who comes back to us for receivers. I wouldn't mind Michael Wilson. Corley, we're ahead of ADP on at 13%. We have him at 158. McMillan, we're 10 picks ahead of, and that's why we're at 16%. Devontae Walker's also another bring back play. Tyler Boyd, not so much for this team. These are some names. We got names. We got guys. Guys in the queue. Guys in the queue. Fantasy Football Garage in the house. It's been a minute. What's up, baby? Love Hunter Henry as my tight end, too. And then to pair it with Bowers, like, we're done at tight end. We're done at tight end. I'll click Chubb. Like, probably get him in 1 or 2 BBMs in the next few days. That will be the goal before any more potential hype of him, like, running routes, because that would steam him. Is there still a chance that he ends up on the pup, I wonder? Or is that diminished, like, fully? Like, as of right now, obviously the hype's going to be high, but I still want to get a decent price. Levis off the board, Deshaun Watson. Bateman goes. Let's see current ADP. What's it showing? Troy Franklin off the board. This guy's got a 1.481. Trey McBride, bunch of rookies, Thielen. I like that construction. I'm cool with that. And he goes sit it and ruins his draft. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We have this mini week 16 correlation between Michael Wilson and Chuba. So I'm tempted to do that. And then if possible, I want to bring in McMillan. Because we have a little week 17 with McMillan and Chuba. But we'll see. I think you could convince me into Likely here. I probably want Devontae Walker at the end, though. As a week 17, bring back against Stroud in this Houston Dome game, 46.5 point game total. Does anyone else like these 20-second drafts better than 30-second, or are you more... What's been the feedback, guys? Are you guys 30-second or 20-second drafts? In favor of which? Oh, damn. Oh, damn. The delay, I will say, if there's less delay, I'd, without hesitation, say the 20-second clocks are better. Love 20, hated 15, like 30. 30, but I'm slow. 20 seconds, the new norm. Damn! Everyone's saying 20 seconds. I agree. Just because the time investment of Bestball can be overwhelming. And that's why when I'm typically not drafting with you guys, I'm on my laptop, comfortable on my couch, got Netflix on or whatever when the kid's in bed, and I'm drafting multiple tables at the same time, and it's very easy using the overlay. Let's go. Here's a real one. 10 seconds. Let's go. He don't need time. It's just tough because if you want to draft on your phone, and I'm a multitasker, so if I'm drafting on my phone, the second my pick is done, I'm off. I'm scrolling. I'm doing something else. And I'm not on social media, like, not at least personal account, social media. I'm looking up football stuff. I have all my notifications on mute, for instance, and it's a life changer. I've been doing that for about 2 years now. Life changer, time saver. That's for another time. If you have to click back into the draft when you get that notification, God forbid you went to like 2 bars. God forbid. You might have 8 seconds left when it pops back up, maybe. But, ooh, Walker's gone. We have to adjust. Malik Washington seems good. I like the late Parker Washington click in these puppies too. You're looking at 15 seconds, 16 seconds, at least for me. Yeah, C40 says 10 to 15 seconds, not as good for streaming though. So that's okay. 10 second schnauz. Clocks hit like crack. Are you multi-drafting those? Are you multi-drafting those on the phone, or like that's... Yeah, the internet's too slow for the 10 second. I think the 20 seconds like could be the new meta. Could be the new meta. Like, imagine how much more content, how much more value you're getting in these drafts by being able to see 2 or 3 instead of just 1. Covering multiple different builds. So this is interesting. I know we don't have... I don't have correlation with Malik, but I like the Malik click. So that's what we're going to do. We're bringing in 9 receivers, so we get to mess around with this one. We really get to mess around with this one. Bring in Dobbs, Michael Wilson, McMillan, Malik. This is just a fun little pup here. Double hero running back build behind Bijan and Achane, Charbonnet, Nick Chubb, and Chuba. Hashtag lean in. QBs are strong. Bowers and Henry. I think this last pick is a luxury pick. If you told me you want a tight end, if you told me you want it to be QB, I think you can go any way you want. If you told me it was Estime, if you told me it was week 17 correlation Keaton Mitchell, starting camp on the pup, expected, like fully expected. But yeah, the overlays really helps me correlate with the faster clocks and being able to multi-table and not miss a beat. Let's go Parker Washington here. Hashtag live a little bit. Live a little bit. And I like the Parker Washington click on this specific team because we don't go Gabe Davis. This is the team where Gabe Davis gets injured and Parker Washington steps in as the wide receiver 3. I don't really like bringing in Parker Washington on my Gabe Davis teams. And I think that's important. All right. Let's rip another one. Shout out to everyone in the live stream. I hope a few of you can get into this one. We're going +8 for the boys. Fast puppy. Fast puppy. The water's warm. Jump in. The water's warm. Everyone's pissing. And we get the 7th spot. Billy P in the 2. Alex Hawkins, I believe, is a pounder at 5. Omega at 9. Logan at 10. Frank at 11. If anyone else is in here, I didn't call you out. Let me know where you're drafting from. Dude. Went crazy in a puppy today, going Josh Allen at 43 and Mahomes at 54. Okay, Gritty. Okay, Gritty. Goes viable. Yeah, sure. Sure. Do you think you can outdraft the room and find values in the middle rounds, late middle rounds, end of drafts? Why not? Why not? Yeah, we running it back, baby. Omega in the house. Got the 108. Oh my God. C40, I did not know that was your Underdog username. I did not know. You are you're my draft neighbor today though. You're my draft neighbor. We'll let it slide. The catchers in the house officially. Oh shit. Pick 7. Give us like a JJ fall. Give us a JJ fall. Chase goes at 2. Lamb goes at 1. This is officially a piss boy room. CMC at 3. For the memes, they should have just pushed CMC to 7. I think personally, no bias. What a name. Yeah. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Alex Hawkins showing off the goat horns. Curious. Alex, if you're in the stream, let us know what contest you won to get the horns. And give us a Monra. All right, we're going Brees again. Or Bijan, excuse me. We're going Bijan again. We'll call this, this is officially the Nez stream. Back-to-back Bijan drafts. Officially the Nez stream. I like Bijan, though, and you guys know from my big board rankings, we had him aggressively ranked in the big board. Cap's not open. Cap's not open. Almost made direct contact with a closed drink here. Almost got me in the live stream. Not today. Not today. Too sharp for that. I had that name since the 90s. Oh, dear. We're talking about this is high school reunion nickname. That's crazy. That's crazy. Frank brings in Garrett Wilson in London. One of my favorite combos. So I'm at 15% Wilson and 17% London. Besides, where's Debo? Debo's at 18%. He's my highest in round 2, and then it goes London. Trying to mix in a little more. So we went Nico with the last one. Let's go Olave with this one. And I'm curious how many Bijan Olave teams. I don't think it's going to be a lot because I'm not overly heavy on Olave. Yeah, it's one team, so this will be number 2. Yeah, as you can see, 5% Olave. If Olave doesn't pay off his round 2 price, is there a chance you make up for it with the value of Derek Carr, right? Is he potentially end up being a value in that kind of negates any minus EV if Chris Olave doesn't perform as a second round pick? If he performs as, pick, 42 or whatever it is. But Derek Carr should have been in the 14th or 13th. does that make up for it? Team's dead. Alex says, don't remember the name of the contest. It was an MLB Daily. Nice, dude. Nice. Keep calm and Bijan on. Only if you take Shahid at 89. We will actually try to get the double stack. Whether that happens or not, TBT. Giants, Washington. This will be something to keep in mind for bringbacks. If Malik Neighbors makes it back to us, he doesn't. Green Bay and Vegas. Let me pull up. Let me see the graphs on these teams. I'm curious on my New Orleans. I want to say it's actually low. Show me my game stacks. New Orleans, Las Vegas is at 1% for week 17. I do want to raise this up. It's a little lower because I'm not drafting Las Vegas quarterbacks. So it makes sense that it's going to be lower because I'm getting 50% of the QBs in that game. But I know I need more Derek Carr. Shahid's getting expensive, so we'll see what happens. Let's go Cup here at 31. We got a small slide on Cup. Then, actually, the Rams is another one. Rams, Arizona is oddly low. And this is one that doesn't make sense. So, me being able to just digest my portfolio that quick and see my Week 17 game stacks and see that I'm low on a game that I like allows me in the next 2 months to fix my portfolio. If you guys are interested in this, bestballoverlay.com, promo code POUNDERS, all caps, to bring it from $30 a month to $20. Fully recommend it. And it's a super clean overlay you get with it. Josh Allen goes at 35. Pairs him with the Garrett Wilson bring back week 17. We see Hurts go at 37. And Hurts is someone that will sometimes fall all the way back to the Devonta Smith team on this side of the board. Frank's bringing in Laporta as well. High T start. If I had to switch all my Addison shares with a round 18 Vikings player, who would you pick? I would pick Jordan Addison. Let's go receiver here. Let's go Amari Coop. Keep that high upside. All right, now let's give a real name. Not Trent Sherfield. Give me the nailer. Give me the nailer. N'Keal Harry. It's bad in Minnesota, boys. It's bad. And that's why Addison was such a safe, not safe pick for his price, but it's why he was that high to start with, is because there's just no third option. I always thought in the playoffs, it's really where it's going to hurt when Hawkinson's back. I find it tough for him to pay out his price with Hawk back. Let me see what I'm at I'm at 3.5% in BBM on Addison. Luckily. And you never want to celebrate DUIs or injuries, or I think that's kind of silly. But we did, however, we did make I should change this to the Victory Lap channel, an exposures channel for everyone in the Discord. And as you can see the this is the draft tip-off channel when you join the YouTube memberships, the Maxer, or any tier of the Patreon. I tip off the members when we are jumping into a draft. A little sneak peek into the Discord. Pacheco at 47 goes before ETN. ETN goes off at 49. It's just crazy. Just crazy. 3 wide receiver start gets McBride and ETN. Such a good start. Such a good start. Hollywood Brown at 51. Hard to stomach. He's one of my bigger fades. Hollywood, Josh Jacobs. A couple of my bigger fades in this area. Mark Andrews, I'll click here at 55 if he falls to us. He goes. So do we just go our guy? I think we just go our guy. Our next pick is at 66. Let's correlate Bijan. Let's bring in Kyle Pitts with this Bijan mini. Yes. Yes, KJ Osborne, now a Patriot. And I think that there's some more question marks than what's being presented in New England's receiver core. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of question marks. I don't think anything's fully decided just yet. And you could just see a gross mix of like 5 different receivers. And just none of them pay off. I have 0 Jacobs. Hot and spicy. Hot and spicy. You never want to victory lap a DUI. However, what if you get off? There it is. There it is. Godwin, Joe Mixon, Kittle off the board of 61. This is the Rice click. We weren't getting Rice back to us. We were staying quiet just in case it happened, but we knew. A-Rich would have been a dream of 66 as well. Let's see what C40 does here with this click. I wanted Worthy so bad, but we're going to go O'Dunes. We sort of have this old, dusty wide receiver with Kupp and Cooper. Not as old, but let's bring in Rome here for some end-of-season upside. Addison's got to fall a good amount. What's the latest you guys seen Addison go recently? 'Cause I think he should be going... I mean, I'm not a JMO guy, but he should probably be going around 91, I would think, right before Sutton. I think you actually put maybe even Sutton and Curtis Samuel ahead of him. Have him go in this 92 range. Jeez, yeah, Riley. That's how you get home quick. Jacobs will score 3 touchdowns in a blowout win against the Vikings. Sheesh. Call your shot. Call your shot. Andy said you will be punished for that low Josh Jacobs exposure. Think he could fall to the 90s. Already seen him in a couple times in the mid-80s. Yeah, that's where I would probably mix him in, is around 92, 93, personally, on Addison. We start with the 0-1-4-1 start. We have a lot of late QB stacking partners. Our first one coming up with Caleb. And that would be maybe pick 103 for us. He goes at 113, so maybe we could push it to 113 if the teams behind us don't have any... Wow, they don't. I'm not seeing any Chicago. So everyone's to the left. With Keenan Allen. DJ Moore's right here. Oh, no. Keenan Allen's right here. Okay. So one team could take him. Run the clock. K-Walk is someone that I'm not getting a lot of. So pick 79. We'll definitely mix him in here. We have this week 17 mini between K-Walk and O'Dunes. Maybe it becomes a game stack. But we obviously want to target Kirk as a QB with that double stack. Kirk, Staffy, and Carr just seems ideal. Seems ideal. Seems ideal. If that happens, I'd be happy. That would allow us to click receiver with the next 2 picks, catch up there, and use some of those late mid, and late round picks on QB. It'll be fun to actually see where Nick Chubb goes in this draft with several pounders in this room. Andy gets the bag. Is this Andy in the live stream? Is this Andy B? Let me know if you're in here. Wow, 37 likes. I appreciate you guys. Let's go. Let's go. I'm guessing 5 games for Addison. Yeah, it's a lot of talk is around 3 games right now. Oh, Curtis Samuel just went off. I think we just do the Tyler Lockett thing then. I think we just do the Tyler Lockett thing. It's been a while since I've clicked him. We're at 20%. We slowed down a lot. In this case, we bring him up to pick 90. In this case, we bring him up to pick 90. We have Bijan. We have Kenneth Walker. Sure, feels good to go RB in this range, but there's also plenty of running backs in this range as well. And he says, not me. Yeah, this room definitely more badges, so maybe a little sharper. We'll see. Palmer off the board at 93, so people are pushing up wide receiver. Cortland Sutton goes at 85, Curtis Samuel 88, so we adjust and we pull up Tyler Lockett. Shaheed goes at 95, so a lot of receivers are being pulled up right now. That's one thing, like, if you're doing 4 or 5 tables, you're not able to always read the room because of just always being on the clock. Why would Addison get a suspension this year and not Rice? I think they end up both getting suspended. I know the DUI is probably a little quicker of a court case to get, whereas the other one is criminal charges and those take longer. With injury. So I think that might just take longer to process. Raheem Mostert here at pick 103. We're getting some running back value to fall to us. It does feel good to leave a draft with a Miami piece. And now we do open up Deshaun Watson with the Week 17 bring back in Miami. Not that that was our main focus on this pick, but we'll just take a little bit of value on Mostert, if anything. Suspension could start Week 14. It could. It could. Not likely. Not likely. Let's see, a little 32 beat writers. Keeping Watson on the field is paramount for this group to reach his potential since he might be their biggest game breaker. Talking about Christian Watson. Talking about Christian Watson. Yeah, but I think you're going to be seen before a judge much quicker in this case than you would in Rice's case. Involving another party, involving injury, there's just a lot more to that case than, I don't want to say than a simple DUI case, but in comparison to what Rice was charged with. There's a lot more factors. There's a lot more factors. God damn. He does bring in Caleb. I don't blame him. He probably stops at 2 QBs there. Let's go Corum here. It was either Corum or Benson. It's either Corum or Benson there. We're at 9%. I do want this to be higher. Can slow down receiver. We're going to need to save a click for Christian or Kirk at pick probably 138. The London team's to our right. We shouldn't have to worry about Frank. He's done at QB. We honestly should be able to push Kirk Cousins to 151. Now, whether we want to trust the people behind us, 4-pounders, that's another story. That's another story. C40 with 2 QBs, Omega with 1, Logan with Stroud. And then this guy with 2. Realistically, we should be able to push QB here. But we'll see what our options are. Because we're going to want both Kirk and Staffy. There's no way Herbert and Kirk Cousins should be this close to each other. That seems wrong. Cash games, I'd be clicking QBs in this range in as many cash games as possible. And then I'd be clicking like this range, Geno Smith, Levis, Carr. And just crown me the cash game king. Average DUI case 4 to 6 months for people without money in California. I don't think that he falls under that without money category though. Let's go Sharps here with K-Walk. Little different pairing here. I'm definitely probably doing this under 1% of the time, but this will be one of those times. Olave, Cup, Cooper, O'Dunes, and Lockett. I probably want this to be a receiver. No one to our left should click. So this is these are the teams I have to worry about going this way. Okay, we should be good on Staffy too, with the Puka team to our right with 2 QBs. He should be done with QB as well. We should be able to solidify. If we go receiver here, this is the tough part. If we go receiver here, then it's going to be really tough to get both Kirk and Staffy. We would have to depend on 2 QB falls, which I don't mind doing in a room where we have so many stacking partners. We have so many. It's just going to depend who's available. It's going to depend who's available. Like if we go Mooney here, I think we do that. We have 2 QBs available in front of us. This is going to be, we're going to try to push it, I think. Because I think it makes sense. Here we go, Mooney. The next pick's going to be Kirk. The next pick's going to be Stafford. We have Deshaun Watson as a backup. We have Geno Smith as a backup. With the Week 17 bring back, we have so many QB stacking partners. It's kind of stressful. But this makes sense. Herbert falls to 141. It's just like, what are we doing here? Connor, what's up, baby? How you enjoying the overlay? We just dropped graphs to be able to see your Week 17 correlation, all your games. So check that out on the website under the Portfolio Optimizer. And we have a big update coming to the Elim tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be interesting because every case is different. So it's really hard to project what's going to happen, when the suspension's coming and all that. We're seeing Chubb fall even after he squats 3 million pounds. We don't put Kirk in our queue for good luck. Andy gets the bag. Oh dear. The badgeless are thinking. He goes Nick Chubb. Tua off the board at 149. Correlated pick. 24 picks after ADP. We secure Kirk. One of the packages has been secured. We don't have the Washington bring back. Is it like a late Senate pick? Is it most likely Luke McCaffrey? Which is, in my opinion, right now a better click. Oh dear. Next we want Staffy. And then we probably should have gone Benson instead of Corum, but it's okay. For that reason. That would have been a good decider there. That definitely would have been a good decider. Adam from deep. Jeez. That's a big board throwback to last year. That's a throwback click right there. That's a scroll the F down and pretend it never happened pick. Oh, man. We got to figure out our second tight end, too. Options. Damn, boys. We got Ray Davis at the top here of our queue. Let's go. QB number 2. Okay. We're sneaking them in. We're sneaking the picks. That's both QBs correlated after ADP. So far, well played. One more QB between Derek Carr or Geno Smith. I'd be happy with. And I think we could stop here at 5. We could stop here with 5 RBs if we wanted to. We're getting all the running back points from Seattle. We're getting Bijan, Mostert, Corum. I could be convinced to stop here at 5 pretty easily. Especially we're going 3 QBs. If we can stop at 2 tight ends, that's going to be preferred. Like, if Hawkinson comes back to us at pick 170 something, we're just going to... I was going to say, we're just going to go Hawk. Congrats, got my fair share of KJ in the big board in the early post drafts. Sicko. I'm not a big fan of this. Like, Demarcus Robinson, probably for the contingency value, he's at 169, but for the upside, I still have him ranked in like the high 180s. And I don't even know if I would click him here. Like, maybe on your Poca teams with Staffy, but probably not on the Cup teams. Cup being a little more susceptible to an injury this year would be the reasoning. Okay. Tyler Conklin. Do we just say F them bye weeks? I think we just say F them bye weeks. We could stop at 2 tight ends here. Larry in the house. What's up, dude? What's going on, man? Good to see you. All right. We'll read off the team for the listeners. So far, we have Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford, Bijan, Kenneth Walker, Raheem Mostert, Blake Corum, Zach Charbonnet, Chris Olave, Cooper Kupp, Amari Cooper, Roma Dunes, Tyler Lockett, Darnell Mooney with Kyle Pitts and Tyler Conklin. We have that triple stack in Atlanta. We have the double stack with Corum and Kupp to go with Staffy. Up in 5 picks, McMillan off the board. He's like my comfort click in this range, especially as a rookie with some upside. Corley, McCaffrey. One of these two guys would be fine. We're up in 4 picks. McCaffrey goes off the board as a stack for Frank. The Ben Sinnott bring back is staring me in the face. Russell Wilson off the board at 183. Go get your guys. I think, can we get Carr back? Where's the Shaheed team? Shaheed over here with Joe Burrow and Deshaun Watson. Don't absolutely need Carr, but I I would like him. Let's bring in Corley here. Bring in the Jet double with Conklin and Corley. If we get sniped on Carr, it's gonna be a little thin at QB, but we do have Levis as padding. Okay, the padding pick's gone. There's no teams with 1 QB ahead of us. This is the Shaheed team. Does Billy want to lean into Burrow and Deshaun Watson? This is our biggest gamble click. Are this guy's 2 picks? Chat in the house, GM, what's up, man? Logan says misclick on Russ way before ADP. Can we get Carr to come back to us? And if we don't, do we just lean into these 2 QBs? It's obviously not the highest upside crew. Even if you add Carr in there, like, you're not really adding to your upside. You're just drafting him because your wide receiver 1's Olave. Oof, this is tough. I've done less. I've done less at QB, he's saying. Yeah, I won't be completely heartbroken if Carr doesn't come back, but in BBM, my exposure is much lower, and I'm trying to get that higher. In season long, just post NFL drafts, all 300 just about. And that doesn't count. That doesn't count like a limbs and weekly winners. We're at 8%. All right. We successfully push all 3 QBs to a range where at least we didn't have to reach for them. We pushed a couple to their ADP. Chubb just went 102. He fell in our draft. He fell to like 148 or something. Where'd he go? Yeah, he went at 148 in this room. So this room not buying the buzz. Not buying the buzz. And you collector, drafting 2 of these at a time, but did 5 this morning. The overlay helps. Yeah, it's going to help you get volume and just well-correlated teams. Appreciate you, NU Collector. I know you've been enjoying it, man. You've been a big help. NU Collector, head of PR, I should say. What do the numbers when you hover over the matchups mean? These are the game totals. These are the DK game totals that would just dynamically update as the game totals update on DK. So Cincy, Cleveland, week 16 here, 45.5 point game total. Ooh. I'm leaning receiver. I'm leaning Jalen Hyatt, week 16 bring back. We have enough Atlanta pieces. Theo Johnson, Colby Parkinson stack. I'd rather just lean into these 2 tight ends with the same bye week and just give up, whatever, 6 points, 6 to 8 points, maybe. And in this range, like, you're betting on Sanders on week 12. How many points over replacement? We'll take the 0. We'll take the 0. So I assume the symbols next to the matchups are domes. Yeah. Those little emojis are dome games. Yeah, we try to put as much info as possible, but make it look like it's seamless. Like Underdog put it there. So even like the font of the exposure and the color of the exposure is kind of like the same exact colors by week. All right, we'll cover these teams in this room. Frank, I'll cover your draft from actually the last room real quick as well. Do a quick refresh. Fast puppy, how many do we have? 14. All right. We've been cruising. We've been cruising a little bit. This is our Stroud T-Law team. This one came out fun. We do a little Parker Washington at the end, couple rooks in there. That one came out nice. All right, let's go to Frank's team from the last draft real quick. Love and Tua, nice pairing. ETN, Pollard, Ford, Ty Chandler, Khalil Herbert, and Rashawn. I don't mind doing this time and time here and there, bringing both of them in. JJ Waddle, DJ Moore, Reed, Christian Watson, JSN, Troy Franklin. This Green Bay super stack. He gets the bring back TJ Hawk at 164, which is nice. He has Jefferson as well. That's a nice looking team from 2 drafts ago. And then this last draft, we had Alex Hawkins at the 5 spot with Love and Tua. Did a little copycat? A little copycat from the previous draft? I like this pairing. I think it makes sense. He gets Tua at 149. 149. That's disgusting. Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, Swift, Benson, and Allen. The capital here spent is pretty good. I think it's very balanced here. 3 running backs by Swift. Stopping at 5 makes sense. Justin Jefferson, Waddle, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, Christian Watson, Judy, Zay Jones, and Khalif Raymond. I don't even mind the Khalif Raymond click in this range where you have some like spike week guys that can just be zeros. Khalif Raymond maybe padding the room a little bit as wide receiver 8 though. I like to go a little more upside unless it's correlated. Komet, Musgrave, and John. So really well correlated team. He has a double week 17 bring back with Aaron Jones and Jefferson in this Green Bay, Minnesota game. He has the Green Bay triple stack with Josh Jacobs, Watson, and Musgrave. And he has the Miami double stack. And the price on 2 is just crazy. Just crazy. C40 in the house with Lamar and Caleb. Caleb was a snipe. I mean, it was a snipe. It was egregious, but it was correlated for him, so it makes sense. David Montgomery, week 16 bring back in that game. B-Rob, Jaleel McLaughlin, Elijah Mitchell, and Khalil Herbert. So running maybe a little lighter on running back here, leading into these plays hitting. Khalil Herbert stacked. Puka Nacua, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs. Tries probably bringing in... I'm surprised you go for Lamar after double tapping these guys, knowing that you're probably going to want Stroud. Did you get sniped on Stroud? Like, were you going to bring in Stroud if he fell to you in this room, even with having Lamar? Let us know. Keenan Allen, Worthy, Wicks, Devontae Walker, Greg Dortch. And then Bowers, Freiermuth, and Fant. A lot of bringbacks. Week 17 bring back, week 16, 2 week 17. And that's kind of fun. Like, actually going Lamar as, like, the stacking, like, the bring back. Just saying, hey, he's going to score a bunch of rushing touchdowns. Now, I probably would have liked to seen, like, a late likely, but he gets Walker. I like this 3 tight end room. I think this is a fun team. 5 receivers by Worthy, leaning into some uncertainty at running back. That's where I would like my question marks. If there's going to be any in any position, running backs seems appropriate. Omega with A-Rich, Bryce Young, and Drake May. A-Rich and just 2 late QBs. Brees, Gibbs, Pollard, week 16 bring back. Spears as well. Nice. Vidal. Interesting. 4 by week 5 running backs here. He said we're taking a 0 at RB by week 5. Interesting. Zay Flowers, Pittman, Reed, Curtis Samuel, Josh Downs, Leggett, DJ Shark, and Kendrick Bourne late stack with Hunter Henry. Ingram and Henry is a nice combo. 4 receivers by Curtis Samuel, Downs, Leggett. Yeah, you're leaning into. I mean, you're definitely leaning into Leggett. You're leaning into Curtis Samuel hitting, Reed, Pittman. I think the room for me's player take wise is probably under par, but draft capital wise, maybe one more receiver in between DJ Shark and Leggett. But a bring back for his New England squad. He has bringbacks all over the place. Week 16, week 17 with New England. So I mean, it's a well-stacked team. Where would I make that pick? Maybe instead of Vidal, especially because it's a bye week 5 pick as well. Maybe instead of Vidal going like receiver and then bringing in someone different. But I mean, it's pretty well balanced, to be honest. Pretty well balanced by Omega there. Logan in the 10 spot. Stroud, Russell Wilson, and Bo Nix. Stroud at 63 before ADP with Dell. Okay. James Cook, Stevenson, Najee Harris. So 3 RBs by Harris is strong. Lloyd and Chuba Hubbard. That's definitely a good amount of capital spent. AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison, T. Higgs, Tank Dell, Cooks, Roman Wilson, Troy Franklin, Jalen Tolbert, with Njoku and Schultz. Schultz in a correlated piece. I'm probably going to increase my Schultz exposure a little bit. Now that I feel like his fall has really peaked, going at 130, I'll probably start to sprinkle him in a little more than what I have right now at 3%. But super well correlated team. He's got a double stack with CJ Stroud. He's got the double stack with Russell Wilson. Although he said misclick, 24 picks before ADP. Doesn't matter at this range. He has his week 17 stack with Bo Nix, Troy Franklin, and then T. Higgs as the bring back. Only bring back I see on that squad, but nice looking balanced team. And then Frank in this draft as well, because he can't miss an on-stream draft. If someone's going to win a draft that was streamed, it's going to be Frank, because he's on every stream. It's just finding that stream is going to be tough unless you're dating every single one of them. Josh Allen and Daniels is a really cool combo. Gets Daniels at 110. Little slide there. Singletary is RB1. Ty Chandler, Algier, Antonio Gibson, Ray Davis, and Rashawn Johnson. This is a hashtag my guys room, boy. 27%, 13, 10, 16, 22, and 37%. This is a hashtag my team. Do I get any ownership in this? With Garrett Wilson in London? Godwin, Rice, Coleman, Polk, Luke McCaffrey, and A.T. Perry with Laporta. Dude, this is a fun team. Very strong at tight end. Maybe you're giving up a little bit of that firing power at receiver. But even the rookies you bring in Polk and McCaffrey, expected to have larger roles sooner into the season, which I think makes sense for this team where you have Rice. Coleman is just like a question mark at this point, but I mean, so is every other receiver in Buffalo. So yeah, I like this one a lot. This is a different draft from Frank. This is a fun roster construction. RB1, 0 RB team with Singletary's RB1 is we've been saying that tale for a while now, and it's a fun looking team. I recommend you guys try a couple of these. And he goes double elite tight end with elite QB, and it doesn't even look like he lost a step. So that's a fun one. Obviously needs stuff to go right at running back, but who doesn't? Appreciate you guys coming out tonight. If you enjoyed the stream, go down, slap the like before you leave. Hit the subscribe button. We're on the way to 2K for a 24-hour live stream. And get the overlay if you guys want a little more plus EV drafts. Save some time. Get that correlation. Promo code Pounders, all caps, are 33% off. It's $20 a month. It's less than 1 BBM. Check it out. Hope you guys have a good night. We'll catch you on the next one. Pounders.